Hi guys, we're back with our blog blab. We have these every week on Wednesdays, except probably not next week, I'm assuming. We haven't really talked about that, but it's the day before Thanksgiving.
Probably not.
I think all of our children will be here, so it will be the loudest blog blab ever if we tried to do it. So I meant to message y'all about that if we wouldn't do it or not. But anyway, most every Wednesday when it's not a holiday, we have them. And this week we're talking about newsletters, and Kiki is our resident newsletter guru. I've been learning a lot from her. She's been passing along a lot of tips, so I'm really excited to hear what she has to share, and Becky and I will share some tips today too. So, yay. Do you want to get us started, Kiki?
Yeah, so I don't even know. I mean, there's just so much. So I think because this is blog blab, like generally speaking, we're talking about sort of like that idea of like the email newsletter, which is the worst name ever for anything.
I know, I hate it.
I picture like, you know, those like free newsletters that you get like if you're at the store and you're like, oh, here, look at this cute little sheet that like an old person put together, and it has like, you know what I'm talking about, the little like folder thing. That's
exactly those.
So I think generally speaking, I think we all know that email, we need to have one. But if I'm correct, I think we know that we need to have it. We don't know what to do with it, and we don't really know why. And so
that was the first 9 years of my blog life.
I didn't even have a newsletter for 2 years. Like I was missing all this like traffic coming in. I didn't even have one, and then finally I got one on there.
Yeah. So like the reason, I mean, first of all, if you're not doing email, like you need to at least be collecting those email addresses. And I don't mean like just collect them, but using MailChimp or MadMimi, or I use ConvertKit, using one of those to collect email addresses, even if you don't know what you're sending yet. So like just do that, because you know, worst case scenario, you know, you always talk about how you know, a lot of people switch from Blogger to WordPress.org and self-hosted because at any time you could lose your blog. And you know, that's a worst case scenario. But like in a similar vein with email, any platform could disappear at any time and have some kind of glitch. But if you have all those emails, you literally own them. Like you can print them out in a spreadsheet and hold them in your hand. Like, these are my subscribers. And that's so important because it does happen. And, you know, Pat Flynn from Smart Passive Income had that happen a couple of years ago where somebody did something and his entire site, all of his sites were down for a full week. And, the only way he was able to like contact his people was through his email to say like, here's what's happening. And he was still able to like sort of run his business because that's his business. And it's just so important. And it's not just like a worst case scenario, but it is. And
well, and I like that you said to just start collecting them now. And I did that a year ago, probably around this time. I mean, I was super overwhelmed. A lot of y'all know like how I started and was like, I just needed money right then. And newsletters aren't immediately getting money in your pocket the way that blog traffic does. And so I was so overwhelmed. I didn't have any help, and I needed to focus on what was making me money to get our family in a house. And so I just set it in the sidebar. Somebody gave me that piece of advice. And so I just set my thing in the sidebar and I started directing people to it and getting people to sign up. But then when I was ready to jump in and like really start focusing on my newsletter, I had a couple hundred subscribers, which is not a lot, but it was better than starting with zero. So
yeah,
I think that's really solid advice.
And, you know, I think, you know, the main thing is you just want to start it, and you can get, like you said, you can have that in your sidebar. People have a lot of sidebar blindness, but, you know, people don't look at that as much anymore, but just have it. Who cares? You know, have it there. A lot of people are using the hello bar that goes in the top. You can use pop-up.
I want to do that.
Yeah. Do you have that?
No, you know, I have a pop-up. So I was actually, this past weekend, I was at Type A Summit, and one of the people that was there runs a newsletter company. Like, he founded it, Feedblitz. Yeah. So he was giving us a lot of advice, and I was saying, for the amount of traffic that I have, I really don't have as many signups as I want. I mean, I have a lot, a really good amount, but I feel like I should have more for the traffic. And he was saying it's because all I have right now is a pop-up. And then at the very bottom, I have like sign up for my newsletter. But he said, like, you kind of, and Kiki said the same thing, like, you kind of have to dig to find my newsletter sign up. Yeah. And so I feel like I need to really make it more prominent. So I'm going to try that hello bar. Or Rachel from A Mother Far From Home was telling me about another plugin that she has like right at the top of her text. Paula, you probably know it.
We have Sumo Me on Becky and Paula, and that's what I use that on Beauty Through Perfection too.
Yeah, Sumo Me's
I
good.
use
What
that too.
Seth Godin do, I think, is the one that's like right at the top. And
I'll
I think,
be right back.
yeah, I know, Paula, I know you have What Would Seth Godin Do, and you just have it going to Facebook.
Yeah, well, I have it set up twice. So the first, I think 5 times you come to my page, it says follow me on Pinterest, because I'm like, I don't know if these people like me yet, so I'll direct them to Pinterest where it's not super personal. And then if they've come back, like, I don't remember if they've been there twice or if they've been there 5 times, then I direct them to Facebook, because I'm like, obviously they think I'm awesome, so come join me on Facebook.
Yeah. And I remember I took a class with Laura Fuentes from momables.com, and she was talking about how many places she had on like any given page to sign up for her email. And it was like, you can go on there and it was like 7, like just in one thing, but it wasn't spammy. Like you have it in the sidebar, you have it in a hello thing, you have it like a text link in your post, like, hey, are you signing up for my newsletter? Or mention, I send out a weekly email, or mention like last week I talked about, and then have a text link in there. You can also build an image, like create an image that has some kind of like exciting thing to it. And then you click the image, it's clickable, and that goes to sign up. So there's a lot of different ways, and really without being creepy and spammy. And like, if you've ever been to one of those sites where there's a pop-up and a pop-up and a pop-up, like all those different things, and I'm like, hey, I'm already on your list, like what's going on? That's really frustrating. So you don't want to like scare people, but you want to find as many subtle yet not missable ways to have people sign up for your list.
Yeah, one of the things I did recently was I had this post, the meal planning post, that went insane. It got like 100,000 in a day or something. It was ridiculous. And so I hired somebody to make me a printable that went with that post. And then I put that as my freebie, and I put in the bottom of that post, do you want a free a free schedule for this meal plan? It went exactly with that post. And I put where they just needed to enter their email address right there in that post itself. And I got a lot of subscribers that way. So I'm going to try to do that frequently. Like if I'm like, okay, I'm going to do something that I feel like is going to do really well, or this is going to get shared somewhere big that I know of, then I'll make something new free and shove it in the bottom of that post to convert those people to subscribers,
That's a good idea. What this Phil was telling me is that, and I didn't know you could do this with pop-ups, but like he was saying, when you go on my page, like the Sumo Me pop-up is, I have it set for like 30 seconds after. But he was saying if you go and you can make it so that after 2 or 3 page views, then they get it. Because he was saying like what happens is you get a lot of people that sign up, but they're not really interested in what you have to say. But you figure by the time someone gets to their 3rd or 2nd page view, they're kind of invested in your page. They must like something about it. So they're going to be more willing to open. So your click rate's going to be higher. Or your open rate and then your click-through rate are going to be higher if you do it that way. So I have to find a plugin that does that. I don't know if Sumo Me does or not, but I
think Sumo Me does. They're very you can do a lot with them, because I think my pop-up is set up something like that where like you only ever see it one time. And you can change those settings too, so that, because I hate that too. It's like, I'm already on your list. Please stop making a pop-up come up every time I'm here. And like Tracy was just saying in the comments, subtle is important. I don't like feeling hit up to join a mailing list the first second that I visit a new site. I don't even know yet. So that's a good point too, that like, I haven't even read your post yet. Maybe you're a horrible writer and I don't want to be on your list. So
yeah, I don't even think it gives them a chance to think. Like if I see it right away, I always click it away because I haven't even read what I'm there to read yet. So I'm not going to sign up for something.
I came here to see the cat video, not to sign up for anything.
Another option, so Paula mentioned, what you mentioned is called content upgrades, when you have something within a post. Because, it's great to have a main freebie. Like, I think we all have them, like sign up and get a free book, or sign up and get a free something. And that's like a general freebie. But then when you have popular posts or posts that lend themselves to having a free ebook, a free checklist, a free, like a conference. I have a conference post that people like, and I really should I have a freebie on there, but I don't have it. It should be connected to sign up for my email list and get it, or give me your email and here you get it. You definitely should. It's not a bad thing to trade an email address for those content upgrades. I've talked to people who are like, oh, I have a freebie, but I don't want to ask for an email address. Well, why not? It's not. And you don't have to.
If they're giving it to you, it's not like you're like taking it from them. I mean, if they're giving it to you.
You don't have to sign them up for your, like, you don't have to dump those people into your main list. Like, maybe that's the thing too, is that when you start.
That's what I was going to ask you. If they can just sign up and get that freebie, because like right now everybody's getting my meal plan thing and my book freebie, and if I do another one, then they'll be getting like a mountain of freebies when they join, which is a little insane.
Yeah. So what I would recommend for that is setting up a segment for the people, or separate list. It depends. The terms are all different depending on who you use. But setting up a different segment or list for those freebies. And you could even, if you like to be super organized, I know you guys are spreadsheet people, so you probably would set up a different segment, like freebie on meal planning list, freebie on this list. Mm-hmm. And then what I tend to do when I get addresses in that kind of way is I will sometimes send out an email just to those people. Hey, thanks for downloading this. What else are you interested in? And either give them a survey or ask for some kind of response. Like, hey, I'd love for you to join my regular newsletter, or you can unsubscribe. And if they don't do anything, then I do dump them in. So I kind of like, it's almost like asking for permission a second time. And you could do whatever you want. You could just keep them on that freebie list and not do anything with them and just have them. And then, but then that does help you to know, like, okay, these people are interested in meal planning. If you have those lists that separate, these people are really interested in my post about how to blog. So like then you have more targeted, and the more targeted your lists are, the more effective they're going to be.
Yeah, because I was going to say, because it is hard that, like, I know that when I did that meal planning thing, I got like 10 times the signups that day than I normally get. Mm-hmm. But I don't know for a fact how many were from that and how many were from something else random that happened that I don't even know about, or, like, it's just kind of circumstantial evidence. So that's really smart.
Yeah.
What were you going to say, Becky? I saw you getting excited.
Oh, no, I was pointing to you that she's more of a spreadsheet girl than I am.
Oh.
I know.
Yeah,
James Holly are really good. I'm like the worst with spreadsheets. I can't even like open them well, let alone like make my own.
No, I really hate them.
I make you yours.
I know.
It's because of working with Holly. Anyone who's ever worked with Holly will become a spreadsheet person, because you can't help but there's a spreadsheet for everything she does, and it's wonderful and organized, and I love it.
So funny. You know what I should do? And I'm saying this out loud because maybe some of you guys will do it. Is what's the post thing, the plugin that's at the bottom of every post, or what would
bottom of every post?
Like to put a picture in there with. I think right now I have my oils, but like I could put, it's going to get like giant. I'll be like, oils, skincare, but to put like my freebie book there.
Yeah.
Oh, and another.
We do that in Genesis Simple Hooks instead of having another plugin.
Oh, that's right.
So it's down there is where we have those.
And you can also, so I just signed up for ConvertKit, and that's my new, I'm like a ConvertKit evangelist because I love it. If you want to get serious about your list, it's just where you should be. And they have that option. Like they have, yes. Hey, Rebecca said ConvertKit rocks. So they have a couple different options for how you can run your forms. You can make a landing page through ConvertKit. You can make something that will show up on the bottom of every post or page, just a sign up form that looks really nice and clean. And then their pop-ups, which what's really cool about them is that they're automatically sized. So like if someone's on their computer's like this size, or they're on a tablet, or they're on mobile, that form that pops up will size to whatever they're on, and you don't have to do anything, which is
that's fabulous.
Yeah, what's the price of that one compared to? I have to write other stuff that I have to remind. To say
I can't even give you prices right now. It's so
you feel like it's comparable.
It's comparable. It's going to be a little more at some price points than others, and then a little bit less at others. And that's the thing. So like MailChimp, it's free till 2000. So like ConvertKit, definitely there's no free plan. I think the cheapest plan is like $29 a month.
But MailChimp isn't really free till 2000 because you have to like, if you want to use any of them, email them.
Yeah, if you can email them with MailChimp, but you can't use autoresponders and stuff like that, or any of their fancy tools.
Okay, maybe that's why I'm paying. I'm like, I know I'm paying, and I don't have 2000, which I should.
Yeah, and maybe you shouldn't be paying, because if you're not sending autoresponders, you shouldn't be paying. You're probably paying for like not using the features.
Maybe.
We'll talk later.
I don't know. I'm switching anyway, so it doesn't matter.
If I go with this, we'll move our whole list over there. I feel like I pay hundreds of dollars, and so
if you're paying, you should be getting something back out of it. Like if you're paying for a list, then you should be getting money out of it. And so like that's something that's kind of important, is like figuring out like, well, what does that mean? Because I think for bloggers, a lot of times we need to, I think what has helped me is learning from entrepreneurs. And I have to remember I'm a blogger, not an entrepreneur, so not all the things work, but entrepreneurs
You're totally
are the
an
ones
entrepreneur.
I guess. But only sort of accidentally. But like if you go listen to all those people about email marketing, it's kind of mind blowing. And so all these people over here are doing this, but bloggers, we're like, let's have an email newsletter, and we don't use it and we don't utilize it. But if you're paying for a list, you should be getting money back. And there are ways to do that, but it's just like a lot of bloggers I don't think are fully utilizing that. And then some are, but they're like not talking about it because they don't want other people, like I'll make my money here, but I won't tell them. And so I think, as far as the ConvertKit pricing and MailChimp, well, all the pricing for the different things, it's really hard because it's like they all jump up at different levels. So MailChimp is free to $2,000, but then once you start paying, it's more money than Mad Mimi, for example. And Mad Mimi, you start paying earlier. Like Mad Mimi, you only get 100 free people, but then if you compare the prices, it's like a $20 to $30 a month difference for MailChimp and Mad Mimi once you start paying for MailChimp. And then ConvertKit is more, but it has more tools. It does things like Infusionsoft, which is like $99 a month to start. It has those kinds of high-level tools. Like, for example, like like I said, if you wanted to get to know the people on your list, and you have just put something in there like, hey, are you interested in blogging, photography, or meal planning? You could hyperlink all those things. And when people click, it automatically adds a tag to that person so that you can actually send emails to just the people who clicked on that. Like you can put them on a list. It makes that management stuff just so
I'm nerding out right now.
And it's really always like so overwhelming to me. My newsletter, I like just keep building it, but like I just still send out like the one newsletter a week, and sometimes I skip weeks. Now last week I put like a link to like this. I think I put a link to something, and then this week I put like a link to an affiliate post that I have. But now here's a question I have for you, Kiki. So I heard this weekend, now I don't know at all, like this is just what I heard. I heard that MailChimp is one of the only ones that you can't put affiliate links to Amazon, but that other newsletters from other companies, you can use Amazon affiliate links. Now I don't know, but the guy that like runs this other one said that you can use the Amazon affiliate links in his newsletters, but you can't do it because MailChimp doesn't allow it.
I thought it was on the
should
Amazon
dig
side.
in.
Maybe we all need to look because somebody else was asking about Amazon, and I think it was Bon Crowder. I don't know if Bon's in here today. But I thought Amazon could not be in any email. She said when she looked at the policy, it said no email, but also no social media. And
I know that social media is wrong. Like Amazon has direct share to Twitter and direct share to Facebook, so obviously they allow that.
But I've always
and they said you could do it in like any except MailChimp and like one other one, I think. So they were like, you should really look into it because he said you should be making money back every month using that and ads that they run. But he was like, there's no way that like you should not lose money on newsletters ever because you should be able to use that. So that I want to look into it. Maybe with the new one you're talking about, they allow it.
I think somebody's trying to join and ask a question, so I'm going to allow them in really quick.
Okay, cool.
I don't know if y'all can see them trying to join or not. So that's why I was warning y'all. Well, if it connects.
And if you want to join in, we're going to have people join in and, ask questions and stuff, but make sure you have earphones handy.
Yes.
Hey, one other thing that I wrote down to make sure I say is another good piece of advice I got this weekend was if you're doing a recipe, to put your newsletter subscribe thing in the recipe, like right at the bottom of your recipe. Because they said most of the time what happens is people skip all this stuff ahead of the recipe, they go to the recipe, and then they leave. So if you really want them to sign up, you need to put it right where they're going to be reading.
That's smart.
Good point.
Okay, so let's see. We've had a couple questions.
Oh, thank you. Somebody posted something about Amazon associates and newsletters.
It's from Amy Lynn Andrews, so it's got to be good. So we'll have to look at that. But I thought it was none. So we'll look up.
I thought it was too, but I don't know.
And I'm putting a link for ConvertKit in here. And this is my affiliate link. And I don't ever affiliate things that I don't love. So I'm putting it in there.
That's very true. Kiki's very careful about being smarmy.
I don't like being smarmy. But I am doing a webinar with them on December 1st. And we're going to walk through how you can use, they call their autoresponders courses, how you can build courses and make money through using ConvertKit. So that's one way to build things back. But I think it's really hard to Stacy, I just put a link in there for how to sign up for that.
How do you sign up for the webinar?
So they haven't put up, they're building the sign up page for that. Let me see. I can give you a link to my live training stuff. So let me get that. But I wanted to say something else about, so here's one thing is email newsletters. I just want to say, if you're a blogger and you're doing newsletters, it's really hard. And I feel like the things that are read least are sort of like the lifestyle blog, mommy blog, food, like a regular blog's weekly email is one of the things that's read the least. Yeah. And that's just hard, but know that's a little bit harder to build because people's inboxes are so flooded. And so people, if you're able to find a way to have a more value-packed email, that's going to get more people signing up and more people actually reading and doing things with it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Totally. I've been having more luck with my newsletter since I've gone to more of a, just like I'd be emailing one of you guys. So like where I used to do like, check out everything you've missed from the week, that did pretty well. But I'm getting now, like, I'm just kind of writing, like it's not on my blog. I'm just writing like, hey, here's what we're doing this week. And if you didn't get a chance to check out this newsletter, or like yesterday I posted it, like 50 stocking stuffer ideas. And that's because that was like my viral post this week. So I just went in, I wrote a little bit, and then I shared a link. And then at the bottom, I shared a couple more links. But I feel like I get a lot more engagement. People are responding and writing back and talking to me. And
yeah, the personal side makes people respond.
Yeah. And I love getting emails back.
Hi there.
Hey, welcome.
Didn't let us connect the first time, but we can see you now. Did you have a comment or a tip to add? Not sure if you can hear us.
Can you hear us? Mark it and move it.
Sounds like there's maybe a delay.
Maybe he doesn't know he's on.
All right.
Maybe he doesn't.
Oh, you are on? Can you hear us? Like, there's like
you're breaking up, but some of the time.
Okay.
Okay, we could see you talking, but it's delayed. So like now I'm
losing you altogether now.
Oh. Do you want to try to rejoin?
Maybe if you have a question, ask
okay.
us in the chat.
We'll do that.
If it's not working for the video. And if you see in the comments, Sunshine Mama said she liked the change in your newsletter this week, Becky. So that's awesome.
What did you say? I'm sorry.
In the comments,
my friend just asked me about pick up her daughter from preschool. So
that's important. Sunshine Mama said she liked your new the new format this week for your email. And also, she asked a question.
I'm glad you know this. I'm glad you're reading.
So tips to getting people to open. So I would say you have to spend time on that subject line. That is the most important thing you will do. That's the most important thing you'll write. That's the most important. I mean, yes, the content inside is important, but it's not important if no one opens it, right? So I would recommend using that co-schedule headline analyzer. There's a bunch of different tools that you can try to use. There's another emotional headline analyzer.
Can you? Yeah, I was going to say, can you link to those?
Yep.
No, I'm trying to write them down.
That's the hardest thing for me, and I've always been bad at them. Like since we first got the internet, like I used to email people, and like when subjects were a big deal, and I would be like, the subject of my emails would be like, subjects are stupid and I hate them. Things like that, which is totally translated in my blog and my newsletter. In that I have the hardest time. I'll email Becky and I'm like, should I call it this? Should I call it this? Should I call it this? She's like, just pick one. Doesn't matter.
I have a hard time with it too, because the things that I think will do well sometimes don't. And then like Mickey, I did like a newsletter with him. I forget we titled it. His open rate was like so high, and I just didn't get it. I was like, what? Like I didn't do anything much different. So I don't know. So like there's no, I can't figure out a secret to it or anything.
Oh, and Rebecca left a link to one there for Title Maker.
Stacey says it's because it's Mick. So true.
You can also, if you're using MailChimp, every single time you send an email, I would recommend always using the split tester, which is still okay with the free version.
Oh, really? I've never tried it.
Yep, you always should. So when you
every time, that's interesting.
Yeah, every single time I would do it because you just don't know. So I would use like co-schedule, the headline analyzer, try to come up with a couple good titles, brainstorm different things, and then use the split tester, and you can test up to 4. I would just do 2. 4, it's just no. So do 2, and follow their recommended. Like they'll send it 1 and then send 2, and you can choose how many. Like I don't do 50% of my. That's what the bar is set on. Like send it to 50%, and then the winner of that 50% will get more. I do it down to like 20 or 30%.
Yeah.
And so it'll send out 2 headlines, and then whichever one wins, then they'll send that to the rest of the list. Okay. So you can, whenever you hit create campaign on MailChimp, it'll have like regular campaign, it's like the 3rd or 4th choice. It'll be split A/B testing, and so do that. And that's
a girl did that a couple weeks ago for something.
Yeah, it's available. Some emails have it and some don't. So if whoever you're using, see if they have that option.
Kiki, can I ask you a question? Oh, Paula, go ahead, because mine might be more detailed.
Okay, well, this is just a question. You were talking about the tools with ConvertKit. Do they have the capability to do like an RSS sign up and? Yeah. So like I could have like a little box that goes like you were saying, and then it could be like sign up for my RSS or sign up for my weekly thing or both.
Yep.
That would be fabulous. Okay.
Yeah.
Good to know. Thank you.
And I'm not a huge RSS fan, and I'm not
either. But I know some people who have asked me for it. Like they were upset that I took it away. Like
that's the only way my mom gets my emails, because she like at the very beginning I signed her up like that, and and so now she'll call if I put my post out after 12:15 a.m., which is when mine goes out. She'll call the next morning and be like, I didn't get a Your Modern Family today, or I didn't get a Your Modern Dad. And I was like, it's there. Like, you can go directly to the website and find it. But like,
I have some
my mom or my dad just click it.
The same way, like they won't visit the site.
Well,
because they don't
what I recommend for those people is have it, but don't promote it.
Okay.
Because I don't know why. Are you guys hearing an echo? I don't know why there's.
I am, and I'm not sure.
I don't know what's going on. So the reason I would say that is because email, one of the main things about it is connecting, because you're going into people's inbox. It's personal. So an RSS, and you want to let Kirsten on. She's awesome. And then we'll have a Kirsten and a Kirsten. Hey, Kirsten. I'm going to finish this thought on RSS, and then I want to ask, Kirsten it's really weird to say your name because I'm Kirsten. They're spelled the same, but she's a newsletter queen. But
thank
for
you.
RSS, the reason I don't like it is because it doesn't allow you that personal thing, especially if you're using the truncated RSS where you just get a read more like that. I just want to unsubscribe, and there's a few of you guys I'm friends with that do it, and so I don't unsubscribe because I'm your friend, but I really want to. Because there's no usefulness to me in there. It's like sending me, it's like giving me something in my inbox that's already crowded, and you're not actually giving me anything. So anyway, that's why
I guess from the blogger's perspective, there's not much value either, because you're not getting that personal relationship that's going to turn your list into buyers, and you're also not getting traffic to your blog now.
Yeah.
So it's kind of shooting ourselves in the foot too, maybe. I don't know.
It is. Yeah. People don't really click through very much. So,
okay.
Okay. So
I'm glad you talked me out of that.
Yeah. Don't do it. Don't do it. But you can have an RSS for people like your mom, or if people ask, say that here's the link, but I would not promote your RSS. This is me. This is my personal hang up. I would not promote that on there. I would promote something else, but all right, Kirsten. Yeah, Kirsten I've connected with her on Facebook, and she is a guru on email, and she actually runs several people's newsletters with big things. And so she's really big into newsletters. So I'd love to hear, since you're a blogger and you do newsletters, maybe a little bit about what makes an effective email newsletter. Because I was telling them that I feel like those have sort of the lowest open rates across the board for some, versus emails that provide some kind of value or links. And so maybe if you have some tips for email newsletters or what has worked for you.
Well, my biggest thing that I tell my clients and that I do personally is I treat my newsletter as an additional blog post. And I think that that's key. I think it's one thing that, you send a weekly or a monthly or whatever, and you're just like, hey guys, this is what's going on. Just wanted to update you. Here's what you might have missed, whatever, end, done, whatever. That's boring. And it's redundant to a point, honestly, because you're telling them what they've already seen on your blog. Maybe they saw it, maybe they didn't, but you're filling up space for no reason. So if you treat it like an additional blog post, but you also give it that personal feel, like you guys were talking about, you tell them, you direct it as if you're writing a letter to your friend. And you use those merge tags where you can pull in their first name and things like that. And, but you give them something of value, and it's going to vary, based on whatever your niche is and whatever you blog about. But, I have unsubscribed from so many newsletters because I get a printable every week, and I'm like, I don't need another freaking printable. Everybody sends printables. I don't print that much crap. So it's ridiculous. And I think a lot of people they know they need a newsletter, but they don't know what to do with it once they have these subscribers in their email thing. And it's something that takes time, just like writing a blog. It takes time to figure out exactly what you need to be sending and what your readers respond to and all of that stuff. So you do have to try some things out, but if you pack it full of value, people are going to want to get that every week or every month, however often you send it. And they're going to look for it in their inbox, and they're going to engage with it, and they're going to click through to the links, and they're going to reply to it and ask you questions and all that stuff. And that's what you want, because people who give you their email address and give you that space in their inbox, they're loyal and they like what you're doing enough that they're like, okay, give me more. So give them more, it's really important to give them value.
Yeah, I love that. And I know a couple of bloggers whose emails I really, really like. They will what they send in their emails actually a blog post that's going to go live on their blog, but hasn't yet. And so it's almost like you're getting that preview of what they're about to say. Or sometimes it has a little bit of an extra to it, but it's kind of like you're getting that first exclusive look at content that they're going to put somewhere else. But it's definitely well thought out. It's not a rushed, oops, it's the end of the week, I'm supposed to send my newsletter today.
Right.
And the thing, it takes time. And I know other people who, got rid of their blogs and are only sending email. And so that email to them, I know. That email
every time you say that, I can't even.
But it's all about revenue streams. So right, if you're not running ads on your blog anyway, why have a blog?
Yeah.
If you're
I just love my blog. I can't imagine ever not.
Okay, so what
Becky was saying something earlier. Did you still have that question, Becky?
Oh, yes.
Kirsten might have some.
So this weekend, I went, so this Type A Summit, what it is it's like 12 people that mastermind, plan, brainstorm together. So I went with newsletters in mind because I have a lot of subscribers and I don't really know what I'm doing with them. So I am doing that. I'm writing a personal thing to them, and I'm usually a couple weeks ago I put in Paula and I wrote a Christmas book. And so I put that in there, and it got some people buying it. And so I know that it's worth it, but it's to me, it's almost oh my gosh, I have to write a newsletter. But then when people write back, in this group, Pleasing to the Potters in here, and he wrote back a couple weeks ago, and when they write back, I'm oh man, that's so nice. So anyways, my question is, I have all my books for sale on eJunkie, and that is a lot of sales that I've made because I've had it on there for 3 years. So what these people this weekend were saying is I should take the emails from my eJunkie list of all the people that have bought, and I should put them into some sort of a newsletter and sell to them and write to them and things like that. But I haven't done that because I feel like they didn't sign up for a newsletter. They signed up to buy my book. I just happen to have their news. Now I know it's happening because then once they said that, I started going through my emails and looking at how many things I'm signed up for that I didn't actually sign up for. So I was like, okay, people are doing this, but I don't want to make them feel, there are probably a lot. A lot. And so I don't know even where to begin.
I would treat it. So I would treat it the same way, when you're doing a content upgrade, a freebie for a single post. And I said that maybe you should consider sending an email specifically to that list. And I would say the same thing for that take all those emails, put them in a segment or list, depending on what user your email provider you're using. It's a different name. And then send them something hey, because again, I don't like to be smarmy. And so that's how a lot of people use this. They'll just start emailing you. They'll just put you on somewhere and use it. But I would send them an email and be like, hey, I really appreciate that you bought my book. I'd love to know more about what you'd like to hear from me, what your interests are. would you like to sign up for my email? Give them some choices and options, give them a survey, give them a reason to want to stay. I use Noise Trade, which is a free, you basically put up either your book or your music. In my case, it's books, not music, but you put that up and people can, buy it and get it for free in exchange for their email. So they know they're giving you their email. They don't exactly know why. Like, it doesn't say what you're going to do with it, but they're yours. So you can download the CSV, like an Excel spreadsheet from that. Whenever I do that, every couple months, I'll go see who has bought my books. And then I take that and then I create like a little, and I've got an email that has a really high open rate. It's actually the highest open rate I've ever had is to those people. And it says, my title was, can I ask you to do just one thing? And I guess I could be curious. And then inside it says, don't unsubscribe. And it just tells them kind of who I am and what I send. And generally no one does. Like, it's very small. So then once that happens, then I dump them into a main list or a targeted list for them. So is that helpful? Like, because you definitely should. Those are your email people.
Yeah, I know.
Rebecca's saying,
I haven't even looked at that list.
Rebecca's saying in the comments over there that she gets a 90% conversion rate when she sends them a first look email. So that, I guess, is the subject line of here's
is that like Kiki's talking
yeah,
about?
well, like this post is going up tomorrow, but you get to see it now. And especially like for you, since you're not as personal on your blog, even if you are sharing a story, you can share more of the backstory in the email. So they get the personal side, but then on your blog, when random people are clicking from Pinterest who don't necessarily care about you, they aren't getting that long backstory quite yet. So that could be another.
Yeah. And it's also great too with your books, Becky. If you've got another book coming out and you're working on it, give them a free chapter or give them, give them something that nobody else is going to see and let them give you their feedback, because that's going to build that loyalty too. So if you've got, and even if you have a way to tell, like you said, you have 3 books out there.
I think I have, oh my gosh, I think we have 5. And by the end of next month or 3 months from now, I should have
so you have more in the works. So give them a free chapter, give them the first chapter for free. And you can also put them on a list to send them a pre-sale discount, pre-order discount kind of thing for when your next books come out, and they'll already have that first chapter, and you'll start building that transition and get those people interested before it even sells. So you'll be making money before it's even launched.
You can also ask them to be affiliates.
Good idea.
And promote, because they liked your book already. Why would they sell that for money? That's that would be another good option.
Yeah.
And Kirsten,
especially with that 50% affiliate rate, they just have to tell 2 friends and then they got their book for free.
Yeah, there you go.
I know. I need to get that WooCommerce. Somebody's putting it on my page right now, but because eJunkie is so confusing to sign up for. So
have you looked into Gumroad, Becky? Gumroad? That's who
Yeah, but Stephanie, if you're in here, listen to this too. There's a girl on our B2B team that's looking at different things like this.
I use Gumroad. Who do you use, Kirsten?
Oh, Gum.
I use Get, or it's just called DPD, Digital Product Delivery, but their website is getdpd.com. They have a really good, a really easy affiliate, really easy product page set up. It's not confusing. And I know
that's Gumroad too. Yeah.
Some people, I also look for ones that don't take a percentage. I don't want them taking a percentage of sales. I want it to be a flat monthly fee. But you can also set up your own.
I know I need to do that. I have so many. It would be so much easier. Now, Paula and I have a lot together, so we maybe could look into some of those for hosting our own, the ones that we have.
But you can set up your own affiliate page too. If people are interested in being an affiliate, have a page on your blog that lays out here's what I use, here's how you do it, to make it easier for them to get on there.
I think I have that. Well, I know I have that. I don't know why I said
you can use a plugin for that on WordPress. It's just WP Affiliate, and you can set that up on the backside of your WordPress blog. So that's how I've got my affiliate set up. But Gumroad just announced their own affiliate program too. So you can add affiliates through Gumroad now, which is, you don't even have to really manage it.
We'll have to look into that.
Okay, I'm gonna look into that.
Quick thing, if you guys are on here, if you're enjoying the content that you guys are getting, click the little Telebird, share your friends on Facebook so people can come join in and get the same info.
Wait, and I just did it. If you do Telebird and you wait a minute, it records us talking. It says recording.
And it says,
wow.
It's cool.
That's awesome.
Hey, Kirsten, I don't think you were
I know, I keep doing it.
Posing.
I don't think you were here when we were talking about open rates. Do you have suggestions for, I know you have run email newsletters for like some pretty big blogs and stuff as well as your own. Do you have suggestions for upping open rates or working on really good subject lines and stuff?
A/B testing. I swear by A/B testing. And I know in MailChimp it's very easy to do, but A/B testing allows you you can send one newsletter and you can have 3 different subject lines, up to 3 different subject lines. You can have, you can change who it's from. So like for mine, I might say one of them would be Kirsten at Sweet Tea and Saving Grace, or I might try just Sweet Tea and Saving Grace or just Kirsten or whatever. So you can see, if people respond differently to whatever the name is, or if more of them hit inboxes instead of junk mail or whatever. But testing subject lines, if you do that through A/B testing and you do it consistently with every newsletter you send, it not only helps you figure out what subject lines people respond to, but it also can carry over into your blog post titles, because you can start to see if people respond to it through newsletters, they're going to respond to it on your blog and possibly read more of your posts if you use these kinds of subject lines. So I swear by A/B testing, and you can set it.
Is that like a website?
No,
I
go through MailChimp. So on MailChimp, when you create a campaign through MailChimp.
That's what I've seen.
Yeah.
I've seen A/B.
Yeah, you select from regular plain text, A/B testing, or RSS driven campaigns. So you'll just select the A/B testing. You can even change the content of your newsletter and do A/B testing with the content, up to 3 different kinds of content. So it's a really cool way to test out.
Oh my gosh, now I need to get you guys to hire you to do this for me. But these things take so much time. The ideas are so good. That's why, when Kiki was telling me, I was like, how can I get you to just do this for me? Well, it's I just hate going in and spending hours diving into this stuff. New stuff just.
Well, It can be a job. I mean, there are people that do this, like VAs. I think Kirsten, that's how you got started, right? You kept getting you were a VA, and people kept saying, "Please do my newsletter. Please do my newsletter." I know. Becky Paula has somebody that that writes hers. That's awesome. You've written yours as well, but you also have somebody that sometimes writes yours. And, I think this, I have a new service where I will let you pay me. I'll let you pay me, and I'll go through and sign up. Great service. You just pay me. And I'll go through and do kind of like an audit. I'll sign up for your email list. I'll tell you what is working, not working about your links, how you could optimize all your sign up forms, and then kind of give you some thoughts on your content and stuff. Because the reality is,
you should post that link to help for people.
I need to add that too. I'm in charge of all the links, and they're all over here, and I'm going back and forth. But I'll get.
We'll
links.
add it to the group later too.
Well, I want to hire you to move me over to the other one and take all my junk.
Also, with as many people as you have, they might actually move you for free. So we'll talk. But I'm going to put my ConvertKit link in there again if you guys want, because that's my new. I just love them. But also, I'm trying to get this all together, and I may or may not get it done. But I have a whole list of links if you guys want to download them. I just have to get it in there. So I may shut up for just a minute and get this organized for you guys. But I made a big document of links from today and things that we mentioned, things that we didn't mention, and all that kind of stuff for you guys. But I'm trying to get that together so I can actually deliver it to you. So hang on, and maybe we can take more questions or something else.
And Kiki has a webinar. I don't know if you mentioned it or not, but Kiki teaches all these things.
All right,
well, what's the free one? It's
okay,
free.
So yeah.
I think that's how I got your email, because I signed up for your one.
All right, I'm setting up a couple of things. Okay, so ConvertKit, if you want to sign up, that's my affiliate link. I love them if you're going to be serious about email. And then I put up the freeemailcourse.com, which is a course that I wrote. It really is awesome, and it's totally free. And
it is. I've been taking it for the past week, and it's really good.
Awesome. And then I have your link, Kirsten, too. So hang on, and I'm going to put that in there.
Thank you.
Yeah, she made this really awesome, insanely detailed book that, especially if you're using MailChimp, it's just really awesome. So I'm putting that in there. That's called an inbox of opportunity. And so she has some really great stuff about newsletters and using MailChimp. So
very cool.
And I also have, for people who don't know what to write in their newsletters, I actually have a freebie that's 101 content ideas.
That's
awesome.
So I'll grab the link to that.
I want that in my life.
Everyone needs that.
Like, we host these lab things just so that we can learn, basically. That's why we do it.
Well, that's why bloggers need each other, because we learn from each other. Like, that's how
Yeah.
we learn
Oh my
from
gosh,
each other. So
we say that all the time. Like, we are just out to like help other people, because that's how you do things. Like, you just help each other, and then people help you back. And it's this whole, and the bloggers that like get that, it's just so wonderful, because then, yeah, you're just all
So
helping.
fun. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey guys, we're like coming in on 10 minutes. So do you want to ask any questions? Anything that you have, like any questions about newsletters, we will take them now.
Wow, it went right really fast. I didn't realize it was
I know.
10 minutes.
you guys, there's so much to learn about newsletters, and that's totally why.
So, Kiki, can you give us, while we're waiting for people to ask questions if they do, what would you say for somebody who's like really not doing much or anything with their newsletters? Like, what's a timeline of challenge? Like, give us a challenge that's doable and we can actually get this done.
Okay, so today, that's part of the timeline, crazy timeline. Today, if you are not already collecting email, you need to do that. So that means to sign up, even if you switch later who you use, sign up with Bad Mimi or MailChimp, because they're the easiest and the freest. the
Freest.
At first, just sign up with one of those two and put something in every blog post, whether that's a text link or a what would Seth Godin do, use Genesis simple hooks, bottom of every post, put an embedded form in your sidebar, get a free hello bar or free SumoMe, some kind of plugin that's going to make some kind of smart pop-up, not just a regular pop-up, but a smart pop-up.
Pop-up Ally.
Yeah, Pop-Up Ally has a free or paid. But get
awesome.
something, a bunch of places on your site where you're just collecting those emails. And then the content can come later, but you've got to start collecting so that you are able to contact your subscribers outside of all these other platforms that you don't own. So that's for today. And then I want you to start thinking about, in the next couple weeks, what kind of content you should be sending. And also what kind of freebie you can offer people, or as an incentive that's targeted. You want it to make it targeted to your list, like the kinds of subscribers. Like, I'm a lifestyle blogger, and so it's hard for me because my people are reading for like 6 different reasons. And for a while I offered a freebie that didn't relate to anybody. And it was like, it's a free book, but nobody wanted to read it because it was not related to the topic. So you've got to have a freebie that's related to the content you're sending in the email, and that's also on your blog for why people are reading, if that makes sense.
Can I give a really easy suggestion for this to all of you guys that do not have a freebie yet? Like, years ago, Paula and I were in this Facebook group. It was just like, there were maybe 5 of us. Whitney, I think she's in here. Was she not?
No,
I thought
I
I
don't
saw
care.
her. Maybe not. No, maybe not. So we were in this little Facebook group, and a couple of us just took our best posts, and we all blogged about families and things like that. So we took like a post that could be related to that. So like, one girl took like,
We did a series
I think
together,
like-
didn't we? So like, we
Yes,
all
that's what
wrote
it was,
a
like a
post
summer
for a
series.
week, and it was on a topic or whatever, and then made those.
like 7 days of keeping your kids having fun or something. But then we took them, we compiled them into a book, and that was, all of us used it as our freebie, and it did really great. It was, I mean, I used it for like 2 years, and I don't know, it wasn't really collecting emails that much, but like, I had it and I could use it. But then just this year, I finally did a new one that was like 7 days of hacks for moms.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I also want to say, don't make like a super giant long book, because I don't know that people really read those. But it seems like what's like what I am drawn towards are things like what you guys are saying, like the 100 topics. Like, that would be something I would want, or like the hacks I knew would do well, because people are into hacks, and it was like something to make their lives easier. So just like you said, Kiki, about just making things that are really gonna like, your readers are really
it's
gonna
that
like.
immediate action. Like, I need those 100 tips
Yeah.
today, but I don't
right
necessarily
now.
need a fluffy whatever book that I can read
Yeah.
at any time. Like, I'll just come back and subscribe to it if I ever have time, which I won't. But
Right. Yeah.
something short and sweet and small, I need
Yeah.
to
That you get right then.
with today, so I'll go ahead and sign up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And package it nicely, like a nice cover and things like that, so people want it.
yeah, and the same thing kind of with headlines versus and freebies and everything else. The best way to get a response is to use things that people want, like you would want. now, like you definitely want now, like, oh my gosh, I have to have that. So you need to be thinking about like what you have to have now, what's really, what's getting you to click, what motivates you. So getting some kind of value in there. And, emotions also are, things like we were talking recently about viral posts and things that have an emotional connection. But when it comes to email, I don't know that that's where it is right now. Like, I think it tends to be more value driven than emotion driven, I guess.
Yeah, that makes
But
sense.
I think it's so important because as like Facebook is getting harder and harder to reach people, and I'm sure all the other platforms are going to be doing the same. I feel like that's why we need to really bump it up with the email.
Yeah.
Because in here, when we can't reach anyone through those social media channels, we will be happy that we have some way to get our message to them.
Yeah, absolutely. And, like Facebook is making it harder. Pinterest, I've told a bunch of you guys, Pinterest changed its algorithm this summer and my traffic dropped by 50%. You can't own those platforms. You don't own them. They're going to always change, and that's how it is. Your email, you do own it, literally. Print it out. Here's my list. I can show you my list. Here are all your emails. Like, you do own it. It's and you're in charge of the algorithm, and you're going to get open rates based on how hard you work to get people to open, to show them once they open, there's something awesome inside. And then the headlines that you use, really working on that. And so it does take time, but I think we as bloggers tend to put it on the back burner. And I just feel like it's so much more valuable than that. So
that's long-term income more than, because it is hard, because a lot of us, we are business owners, but we don't have that background in business necessarily. So it's hard to think of that long-term income when we're just like, oh my gosh, I could tweet this and make $5 today, or I could do a sponsored post and make 50, or, however much you make per sponsored post, when I'm going to spend the same amount of time on that email and not get any money today.
And I think
but you're going to get more money next year, or, whenever that.
And I think you're like building that relationship so much that.
I had a lady from South Africa email me back on one of mine once, and I was like, oh my gosh.
It's so nice to know that you're actually reaching people and that they're reading it and things like that. Now, my mom writes back every time, just to the RSS feed. She replies like, "This is so beautiful, honey," or "I love this story today."
My dad signed
I need your mom to subscribe to me.
My dad signed up like 3 times. He was like, I signed up under all my email addresses. Thanks, Dad.
Not helping. Oh, that's adorable.
I was going to say something else. Okay, so I put a link in there over in the sidebar, and this does sign you up for an email list, but I'm not going to send you a bunch of crap. You'll just be on there, and then maybe you'll get an email that says, hey, do you want to hear more from me or Becky or Paula? But if you sign up, you're going to get an Evernote, which I'm still working on. There's like 2 links missing, but it has all the links from today, plus a bunch more links about email newsletters. It's got Kirsten's link in there. It's got the link to my paid course, my free course, to all of our email lists, and then also just a bunch of really good, how to get 500 subscribers today, like a bunch of really actionable links in there. So if you guys want that, you can see the link over there in the comments.
Kiki, check it out, because I just did mine and I don't think it's working right now.
Okay, let me check.
I'm going to send you, I'll just text you.
It works for me. I don't know.
Did it work?
Yeah, but somebody else try it. I don't know. Somebody try the link in there and see if it's working.
It worked for me.
Becky?
I don't know. I'm going to send you what I see.
Whoa, that's creepy. It says enter your email address below, but my email address is already in there.
Oh. Maybe that's because you're on one of my lists already. All right. Horace says
maybe, I don't know.
Okay. But yeah, you guys can.
If y'all don't get it, message us in the group.
Yeah, just send it and we'll
make sure that you get it. To the Facebook group too. So if you didn't get anything,
Kiki at Facebook.
We'll make sure you get it. Okay. Here's the Facebook group. This is a blogging Facebook group that we all kind of support and help each other out in there. And you can share your own blog tips and ask questions and all those good things in there. So if you miss any of the links or that doesn't work, just bug us in there and we'll get it to you.
And Kirsten, thank you so much. Put your link to your blog in there as well. Thank you for joining us to talk about newsletters, since you are like the email newsletter queen.
Well, thank you.
I saved the one that Stacy put in there.
It was nice to pop in. I had to get off of a call and jump over here really quick. So I came in kind of.
I love your page.
it,
It's so clean.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, Sweetie LLC is my brand new website, and I'm not even officially launching till December 1st. But that's my actual blog business. So it's official.
And she just got a job at Social Fabric, like doing.
That's who I was on a call with. Yeah, okay. I was on with Collective Bias right before this.
Yep.
So
if you're not then you may work with Kirsten some of those times.
Yeah. So I'll be handling their blog. So that's really cool.
That's
exciting.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Thanks.
That's awesome.
I appreciate it.
All right. Well,
awesome. Well, thanks for having me, ladies.
Yeah.
Okay, so next week we're not doing this, but as far as I know, we should be back the next week. We'll let you guys know what's up with that. But have a good Thanksgiving next week, guys.
Wait, if you guys have if I'm the talker, if you guys have suggestions for like things that you want to hear about, or like something that's been on your mind, something like that, go into that group that Paula posted a minute ago and just tell us. We'll put up a question here in a second. I'll just do it now. That says like, what are you interested to hear in Blab? And just tell us, because then it will lead us where you want us to go and things like that, and we can help you a little more.
Yeah. Okay. So that link I left, it's not working to send you guys the link. So that.
Yeah, I see what Becky was saying now.
Yeah,
when it's not for me either. Like it loaded.
The box pops up, but you can't actually sign up. So if you want to get that, shoot your email in here, and I'll figure out a way to. You know what? Actually, let me do this. We'll figure that out for next week, but I'm going to just share the link right now for just the free thing and not take your email because I can't handle too many things at one time. Next week, I'll have this done ahead of time, and we'll.
Hey, you have 2 weeks. It's Thanksgiving next week.
2 weeks. So in 2 weeks, I will have a box that actually collects an email and then gives you.
I'm just imagining. I think between us, we have 9 kids, right? So
it's many.
If we did Blab, we would have 9.
No, 10. You have 10.
10?
Yeah.
You have 4 kids?
I have 4.
I have 4.
Okay, so now we got 11. 11 kids.
11 children. That would be an excellent Blab. We could do time management.
Oh my God. No, I hate time management.
Next week's going to be crazy with like everyone home for the week.
My daughter would be right here.
Oh, okay, people are getting the emails now.
Okay, so I guess it takes you to like a page that looks like a bunch of code, but then you actually get the email. Okay.
Okay.
We'll work it out.
We're figuring it out.
If you guys could get into the Facebook group, Business to Blogger, I just posted, what do you want to hear in the Blab? So I'm sorry my phone's ringing. My mom called my cell phone and I didn't answer, and then they get like relentless and call everybody else.
I was going to say, they're probably all worried about you.
I know. My dad is
the cutest family ever.
All right, guys. I'm signing off.
Okay, happy Thanksgiving for next week. Bye.
I have a hard time saying goodbye to you guys. This is so fun. I'm like, but I want to talk to you all day. Anyway, we'll see you.